The 48 Laws of Power is a book written by Greene. Everyone that reads it goes home with a different outlook on life. Some men describe it as a book written by the devil himself. Others describe it as a must-read. Regardless of all these opinions, the book offers blatant truths that you may find hard to accept at the beginning. But the more you experience things in life, you begin to find a greater appreciation for these truths. We will check out 8 of the laws of power in just a second. But before we begin the video, it's important to give a disclaimer. Artistic motivation doesn't agree with all the strategies that this book outlines when it comes to gaining power. So whatever you are about to hear, take it with a grain of salt. With that said, always remember, feeling powerless is a miserable experience. Most men go through their life just to survive. Why? Because they don't hold the cards. You may have heard this saying, that you don't hold the cards. This simply means that you hold no power or move that the other person would be willing to listen or act according to you. Think of a principal and a student. In this relationship, the principal holds the cards because he is able to make the student behave in a certain way, or force on them the fear of expulsion or detention. This is what you call power. Of course, like with anything, you could either abuse it or use it virtuously. The purpose of knowing these laws of power is not to boss others around, but rather to understand your own position in society and how to constantly improve it. There will be those that will come against you for trying to put yourself in a better position. But deep down, everyone would rather hold more power than less. But this is where things take an interesting turn. Simply knowing the laws of power won't help you. It's how you achieve them that matters. People tend to make silly mistakes when attempting to gain power. Instead, you need to be subtle, cunning, and democratic while attaining power. As vain as it may sound, but the better you become at handling power, the better person you will become. The reason most men fail in life is because they can't handle power. Hence, their success is short-lived. You will notice that as soon they get some sort of a job promotion, their values, attitude, and way of talking takes a sudden change for the negative. It's better to have never been given power than to be blessed with power and lose it because you don't know how to manage it. With that said, let's check out 8 laws of power that have been crafted through the wisdom and timeless knowledge of past and present civilizations. Number 1. Get people to rely on you. People will always say that they hate politics, yet each relationship is based on the principles of politics. This is especially true when it comes to being around a boss or students. People like to align themselves with a strong boss and do their bidding to attain influence in the organization. But according to the author of this book, this is a wrong approach. Why? Because if you make a mistake, the strong boss will simply get rid of you and replace you. This is why the book suggests that you are better off aligning yourself with a weak boss and then make them depend on you, so much that they cannot achieve anything without you. This way, you will have the power you desire. By making other people completely dependent on yourself, you essentially achieve the freedom to control them as you wish. Moreover, never teach your subordinates enough that they can prosper without you. Number 2. Protect your reputation at all costs. Reputation is essential for authority. It is possible to intimidate and win based only on your reputation. Imagine 2 basketball players. One basketball player is an elite player who is well known for being the greatest of all times. The other basketball player is only up-and-coming rising talent. Let's say the elite player plays against the new player and doesn't play as well. Regardless of his performance, 80% of the people will still say that the elite player played better. Why? Because he holds the legend card. His reputation exceeds that of the new player. Same is true to your daily life. You can boost your strength by attaining a good reputation among your colleagues. It maximizes your presence without using a lot of energy. However, you will be open to assault if you tarnish your reputation. Create an impenetrable reputation for yourself, and keep an eye out for potential threats to stop them before they may occur. Especially if you are just starting out in establishing your authority figure, then it's very important that you establish yourself as a hard-working, organized, and trustworthy professional in one go, because a single blunder might tarnish your good name. For example, you may make a fool of yourself on a single night out if you drink too much and curse your boss for being rude. Likewise, going late or unprepared for an important meeting may jeopardize your value and reputation. Number 3, always keep your intentions a secret. Disclosing your real intent is rarely advantageous. People may disagree with your beliefs because your aims are contrary to their aims. It might sometimes result in a severe confrontation. But note, you can never hide your true intentions by shutting yourself from the world. Instead, talk about your goals more often, just not the ones you want to pursue. This is especially true if you are around small-minded individuals who want to crush your dreams on every turn. It will be difficult for your opponents to identify you because you appear friendly and trustworthy. As the author of this book calls it, disguise your behavior because people only focus on one thing at a time. They can't interpret that the person they are interacting with is working on another strategy. Hiding your motives will help you gain people's trust and leave them astray. It will be too late by the time they figure out what you're up to. People are less likely to suspect your motives if you are mild and inconspicuous, as they trust the predictable. Number 4, don't appear to be without flaws. It is risky to appear superior to others. The most dangerous activity is to appear too perfect. Only the dead and superhero gods can appear flawless. The more you try to look flawless, the more people will take interest in you. You end up putting unnecessary pressure and expectation of performance on yourself. In fact, this is why companies will often ask you this question when you go for a job interview. They will ask what your weaknesses are. The ideal response is to confess your weaknesses in insignificant areas. The spotlight will fall on you as you gain authority. The big part of appearing without flaws also means that you shouldn't claim all the credit. Instead, act in such a manner that your colleagues see your success as attainable. Remember, envy gives birth to adversaries and causes people to become hypocrites. So it is wise to exhibit flaws and admit your weakness. You must say that your achievements were mere luck, or make them out to be the outcome of actions that the other person could do as well. This way people won't be jealous of your success. The whole point of power comes down to one single concept: less enemies, more friends. Period. Number 5, don't commit to anyone. Do not commit yourself to any side or cause. Stay independent and others will compete for your attention. You may also set the opposing parties against each other. If you allow people to believe that they possess you in any way, you lose all control over them. On the contrary, they will strive even harder to win you over if you don't commit your feelings. Be distant and acquire the power that comes with their undivided focus and unsatisfied need. You do not have to scare them away or demonstrate that you can't commit. Instead, gather people's attention and attract them with the prospect of possessing you. One of the biggest keys to achieving this is to keep your distance from unnecessary quarrels. Sit back and observe others while they fight each other. Start a feud and then acquire influence. In fact, the so-called elites of the world use this tactic all the time. Anytime they want to push an agenda, they force the world to be distracted into fighting over unnecessary rubbish, while they push their real agenda. This is what you call order out of chaos. Number 6, don't associate yourself with sad and unlucky individuals. The unlucky individuals are not victims as they would have you think. They are seeking to bring disaster onto themselves and others. Even if someone does not mean to drag you into the dirt with them, their mindset and beliefs are still contagious to you. The more you are exposed to such people, the more likely you will become collateral damage. Do not attempt to help them, explain yourself, or fight with them. The author refers to them as infectors in this book. Cut all ties with them, and leave while you can. If you do not, you will put yourself in immense danger of being trapped in their issues. Instead, keep good company that doesn't rot you from the inside out. Allow their good characteristics to infect you and make you feel better. Number 7. Never appeal for mercy or appreciation. Asking for help is an art. It requires you to understand the other person. Don't mistake your requirements with theirs. The most prominent figure also has desires. If you don't appeal to them, they will dismiss you as pathetic or a waste of time. When you beg for aid, no one will listen and support you because of their issues. If you want anything from someone, appeal to their self-respect. Consider the things that they want and fulfill their aspirations. If you can provide it to them, they will do whatever you wish. Attempting to evoke emotions of guilt in them by bringing up the past is a strategy that will always backfire. Sometimes, appealing to someone's feeling of generosity instead of greed is preferable. So, determine the individual you are interacting with. If they don't seem charitable and care about themselves only, then you should play to their greed rather than generosity. And finally, number 8. Isolation is harmful. Your thoughts are scarier than they seem. Don't venture inside your thoughts alone. If you have ever been in a developing country where street dogs roam around, notice the difference between the street dogs there and the dogs that are kept as pets at home. The dogs kept as pets and in isolation are oftentimes much more aggressive. Same is true to your thoughts and actions. Get used to looking at things from other people's point of view, and don't isolate yourself so much to the point that you can't handle the opinions of others. By the way, don't forget to show some love. Tap that subscribe button and hit like for the algorithm. To see the next best way to level up as